To Platinum in 1989, this is going to be my review for TNA Impact October 8th. Now you can check here or there so that you can vote for your favorite moments from TNA Impact's show tonight. TNAWrestling.com does this every night. Now, people that missed the show, SpikeTV.com, they also air replays of the show. That they uploaded Friday. Now the opening segment we saw Foley and Abyss, and it was a great promo by the two, and my hope has become official. Abyss versus Foley, Monsters Ball at Bound for Glory 5. A dream match in my opinion. Then Stevie comes out and sets Abyss up for Foley. Foley the heel, which is really acting heel. And Morgan makes the save, which reminds me that Matt and Chris were partners and feuded earlier this year, which I completely forgot, because since then Abyss has become more like himself, more violent and stuff like that. And Morgan has become a freaking huge star, huge overstar, in my opinion. Now this is great build up for Bound for Glory and as well as later's main event. Now World Elite has announced that they cut ties with Main Event Mafia and they declare victory and dominance in TNA. Great promo. Main Event Mafia then cut a promo declaring war on World Elite and a hit on Eric Young for $30,000. And I just love two heel factions like fighting at a company to see who's the baddest son of a bitch of that country. So it's a very exciting feud developing between Main Event Mafia and World Elite. Next we have Kevin Nash versus Supermax, and I was interested to see how they booked this, considering Supermax is being pushed to the moon. And there came Eric Young and power-drivered him, and that ends the match. So it builds, and it builds heat, the feud, everything, and it doesn't de-push Supermax. Nice TNA. And then Eric Young tells his enemy, Kevin Nash, that he owes him. After the break, we see Eric Young offering $60,000 to Nash for a three-way Legends title match at Bound for Glory. Nice segment, and I look forward to seeing that match between Hernandez, Eric Young, and Kevin Nash. Abyss and Morgan agreed to be partners for just one night, and they actually make a reference to when they used to tag team, which I think was pretty cool. Samoa Joe versus Amazing Red for the X Division title, which was one of my favorite matches of the night, even though it was, pretty short and didn't really have much, but I'll explain in a second. Now, Lashley came to ringside and kind of distract Joe, and then we saw some action back and forth and stuff like that, a little bit of action. And then Joe tells Earl Hebner that he wants Lashley in the ring, and he's ordering him to let him come in. And Earl Hebner, having that new authority that referees have and more power and control, allows Lashley to come in without Joe being disqualified. And then Lashley does like a full Nelson slam, and here comes Amazing Red with some corkscrew moonsault, blah blah blah. I don't know what the hell it was. It looked sweet, it looked beautiful. And then he was like in the ropes, and he just came running and did a shooting star splash. Beautiful combo. 1, 2, 3. Amazing Red is our new X Division champion again after all these years. Beautiful. Now Joe is pissed off, and Lashley's just smiling like, hey, did I cause that? Sorry Joe. And honestly, I hope Amazing Red has a very good title reign, that this develops some great matches. And so it was a short match, but it had great results. Build up for this, build up for that. And X Division title off Joe, now on Amazing Red. Now Joe wants to kill Lashley, and it just makes me so much more excited for this MMA versus TNA match at Bound for Glory. Now Angle is upset at Nash for accepting Eric Young's offer, and it's a funny segment because Nash is just like acting like a child and keep defending that he does it for the money. So it's kind of funny. Now we had Daniel and Suicide versus the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, and Homicide. Now these four will compete in an Ultimate X match at Bound for Glory to determine the #1 contender for the X Division title. And it was a decent tag match, which you expect as an Impact match. And I'm glad to see the Pope get the win over Daniels. Now a ladder match for the tag titles was announced at Bound for Glory for both tag titles. Now the thing is that the titles have to be won individually. Like if you grab the TNA titles, alright, your team's the new champion, but now they still need to determine NWA I said NWA, IWGP Tag Team Champions. So, two teams could win that night. Now, an interesting note is that considering we'll have the tag titles on the line, multiple teams, Team 3D, aka the Dudley Boys, ladders, tables, and possibly chairs. I can't help but think of the past where we would have multiple tag teams competing in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Team 3D, Edge and Christian, and the Hardy Boys. So it just makes me look forward to this match more, because we're gonna have all these teams there competing for tag titles on the biggest show of TNA, for TNA of the year. So great move by TNA. It's like a modern TLC tag match, in my opinion. It could be if booked right, of course. Now, a 4-on-4 knockouts tag match. We saw some good action, and it all came down to Sarita versus the Beautiful People. Now, the Beautiful People won due to interference and a great looking chokeslam by Lacey Von Erich. Now, I heard she can't wrestle for shit in the ring, but no bullshit. That chokeslam looked fucking great. So, then we have Angle and Foley, a segment, but my TV glitched. I was so fucking pissed. Excuse my language. And then when it started working, Sting was just like finishing talking about AJ, which got me even more pissed. And he said something about retiring. Then Kurt came out, which surprised me, because we haven't seen Kurt and Sting really, in the same place, like cutting promos in a while. It's been mostly Kurt and Morgan being built. So Kurt came out and he cut a great promo expressing that he never got his title rematch and feels that he got screwed at No Surrender, just so AJ could give his little buddy a title shot at Bound for Glory, Sting. So long story short, a sneak attack by Kurt, and then AJ makes the save, and Kurt challenges AJ for next week's 3-hour Super Impact show, and AJ accepts. Then we see AJ cutting a promo saying that he will end his settle his beef and promise with Kurt Angle next week, so that he could focus completely on Sting. That's basically what he said. They run down the card for Bound for Glory, which looks so beautiful and so stacked. Oh my god. Wait till I talk about it later. Now, the Motor City Machine Guns present new music and video, which is pretty cool. You see Detroit footage, you hear louder machine guns sounds, and a new song talking about the Motor City. Now, I smell a push for them after Bound for Glory. But then Samoa Joe comes out and basically squashes them with one hit and calls out Lashley, and then they brawl, go to the Spanish announcer table, brawl, and then bang, crash. Diving elbow from Samoa Joe through the table on Lashley, and it looked great. It looked freaking great. Lashley even fell off of it. It was great. Now, they even show the replay in slow motion, all that stuff, and whoever were the cameraman, give them a raise or something. They got real nice angles. I can see that in the intro a couple months from now. Now, later we see Bobby Lashley banged up, getting medical attention. Then after this, the night kind of slowed down when it comes to building up Bound for Glory and stuff like that. We have the Knockouts title match, another title match. ODB just defended it like the last 2 weeks, I believe. So that was, I don't know what they're doing with that, but hey, it is what it is. So halfway through the match, awesome Triple H Khan comes out with the sledgehammer and almost kills Poison the Spider. Now, I was worried they would do this because I know Animal Rights would go fucking crazy if they were to do this. Now, but they didn't. Tyrell made the save, and then ODB stole the win. Now, I smell a knockout 3-way match for the titles at Bound for Glory between these three, which I guess would be decent. Hopefully Awesome Khan comes out champion. Awesome Khan as champ is always great, in my opinion. But this match wasn't really necessary. It was like kind of like the exact same match as last week, except the opponents were mixed up. So it didn't really add too much to building up anything. It progressed little or nothing. Then the main event, we only saw a few minutes, and Morgan and Abyss picked up the win. Now, Abyss was going to hit Mick Foley with the barbed wire, but then he didn't hit him. Now, I don't know if he didn't hit him because he hesitated because he doesn't want to hurt his hero, or he was just playing mind games and wanted to pick up the win cleanly and not DQ himself as well as scare Foley. So I don't know, but either way, the ending of it felt weirdly paced, and we just had a simple ending. I guess I'm just used to seeing iMPACT end with a huge brawl or something these last few weeks, or somebody left bloody. So that was the end of iMPACT. It was a good show, in my opinion. This show, that was the cops. I live in the ghetto. I apologize. I live in the hood, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, This show did great, tremendous stuff to build up all these feuds and matches for Bound for Glory, as well as announcing over 80% of the card, I guess. So I really enjoyed this Impact the whole night through.